100 picture challenge. So someone told me, you know, you gotta make 1,000 pictures before you get good. And I was like, okay, I'll just do part of that. I'll do 100. Start myself out that way. So most of these are part of the 100. I don't recommend doing something like that. If you're gonna do 100, do something like copy an apple 100 times. Don't do what I did because it will kill your imagination like no other. What? You know? It's good practice. So, over here we do have some work in pen. As you can see, I have a small theory on why sometimes the ink yellows faster in other parts and looks pristine in others, is because the sweat is mixing in with the paper. So, my theory is do not rest your hand on the paper while you work on it. Also, try not to get any food stains. That also increases the yellowing factor. Over here, we have something I did for high school. This took a very long time, maybe around 20 hours or more. All this with, you know, the ballpoint pen you use in English class. It took very long, and I had a well drawn out plan. I had a smaller version of this picture, and I used a grid, and I basically made it bigger. Over here we have an oil pastel, and what I did was I took paper plates, ripped them up, and glued them on over here. I probably just used tape. And I worked on it with the oil pastel, so the paper over here, you get kind of a little bit of texture. Over here, it's probably just a color pencil or crayon. So, over here, I got a top over here. This is like one of my first pieces when I was a kid. Me and my dad did this, so it's a really special picture from my dad and I. So, now we are looking at the horror pictures, the monsters, and I love my monsters. You know, I like making a series of these guys. I just love my monsters. And over here you have a clear image of the monster, you know, but these are the cake, you know. A lot of detail with the faces. I just love them. This you might have saw in another video, and it's another one of my pen ones. And the reason why I don't think it suffered so much yellowing is because I worked really fast on it, even though I rested my hand on it. Over here we have the crazy chicken. The crazy chicken's a pretty cool guy. Don't want to mess with him. He's crazy. We have the clock tower of doom. And you got this guy filled with depression, you know, underneath the ark. The world is so freaking big, and he's just like, man, I don't want to go up those stairs. And I just put the stairs there anyways. I just made that up. Over here, more pen stuff. You can see the age of these, where I rested my hand on it, and you can just see it, like, so, number one lesson, do not rest your hand on paper. Over here, more work, and, you know, this is a mixed media. That's just acrylic, cheap acrylic paint, you know, some charcoal, pastel. The rest is oil pastel, except for these two. Of course, you can tell it's charcoal, and that one's charcoal. You know, you guys probably saw in an earlier video. This definitely in an earlier video. This was an experiment of basically how a person actually sees. Like, they see the ridge of their nose, as you see, and you know, this is very abstract, but I'm thinking about improving it, you know, and do something more realistic where you actually see the ridge of the nose and the person painting. So it's more of a true self-portrait as opposed to looking at a mirror. Over here we got more art. Some more acrylic paintings over here. Something I did intentionally ugly. I made it ugly on purpose, and that was a good decision because it got me to do something different.
Which one?
Oh, over here. Now, these, they didn't start out great, but they're a great beginning. This was one of my first oil pastel I did at home. I did a few at school, but this is, my early stages. This was a little later. I think this one's a little later, but these two early stages. That one's actually an early stage one. So pretty much most of these are early stage. And the ones on the bottom, some pens, some in number 2 pencil over here. I think this is color pencil, and maybe a little mix of something else, maybe. This was actually something done in number 2 pencil, went over with oil pastel, and number 2 pencils, and I decorated it with some playing cards. And that's my room, so I hope you enjoyed it. So, have a good day.